Hi everyone and welcome to English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Kathy.
And we're talking today about going on an airplane and going on a vacation. We haven't done that for like a year.
Yeah.
It makes us sad. When was the last time you took a vacation?
I haven't been on a vacation for a very long time because of COVID-19. And also because I got pregnant and my son was born.
Right.
The last time I went abroad on vacation was, I think, like 2015.
Whoa!
On my honeymoon.
Wow.
It was a long time ago. We went to Czech and Austria, and I loved the food and desserts and missed the scenery over there so much. So, Pat, when was your last vacation and where did you go?
Last time I went abroad, 2018. Japan, Disneyland, Tokyo.
Wow.
I have been to a couple of other places in Taiwan since then. Since COVID means we can't leave the country very easily, we've been kind of booking a few vacations in hotels in different places and just going and staying in a nice hotel because we feel like, well, if we're not paying for plane tickets, that means we've got a bigger budget for staying in this hotel.
That's right.
You know, and enjoying their swimming pools and their other things. And so it feels a bit like a vacation, even though we're maybe not going much further than like Taoyuan. But anyway, that is us on vacations. Our article's actually not so much about vacations, but what you take with you. Let's read through the article and find out what this story is all about.
Your lost luggage is someone else's treasure. You've just stepped off the plane and you find that your luggage is lost. It will likely turn out that an airport worker put your bag on the wrong flight. When this happens, bags can usually be tracked and returned within a day or two. But on occasion, some bags are never found and others are never picked up from luggage carousels. When bags go unclaimed for more than 100 days, many airlines will sell them at an auction. The buyers can't see what is inside. They can only see the bag itself. Whether they get exciting or useless things is the luck of the draw. Sometimes buyers end up with dirty underwear, or they might get a beautiful set of expensive clothes. Most of the items are usually quite ordinary, but some buyers make money by reselling the unwanted clothes. Others, such as costume designers on film sets, find a practical use for the items. These auctions are disappearing though. Improved tracking technology has cut the number of lost bags in half.
So the article begins by saying you've just stepped off the plane and you find that your luggage is lost. Nightmare. So luggage is a key word in this article. It's all the bags and other things that you take with you when you go on a trip. We usually use it to mean large suitcases, but it can mean smaller bags too. A similar word is baggage, B-A-G-G-A-G-E, baggage. So here's how we can use it in a sentence. We checked in our luggage so it could be put on the plane.
今天我们要来看一个和搭飞机相关的主题。这里文章开头给大家看到一个情景，他说你刚下飞机，然后发现你的行李不见了。I believe that no one will ever want to experience this. Here we see the word luggage, 就是你带出国或是要带出门的东西，比较多的时候装的行李箱。有些人出国也会带 suitcase, 旅行用的手提箱，而搭乘飞机大型的 luggage 是不能带上去的，只能带小型手提的这个行李箱，有大小限制。这种行李箱英文叫做 hand luggage, small bags that you can take with you onto the plane.可以随身携带带到飞机上的。Losing luggage would be a bad way to start a vacation.
Yeah, right. Hopefully it wouldn't ruin the whole thing. And we do see that it will likely turn out that an airport worker put your bag on the wrong flight. So that's why it could happen. The worker puts your bag on the wrong flight. Now here the word flight is being used to mean a particular plane that's going from A to B. We can also use the word to mean the journey from A to B. We can say, I have a long flight, or this is a 2-hour flight. But here we're actually talking about the specific plane you will be taking. Most of them have numbers, so you would get your flight number on your ticket. When you get to the airport, you'd go, okay, where's my flight? Is my flight on time? It means, is that plane on time? So, flight number 720, that's on time, that's leaving from gate 13. And that might lead us to an example sentence like this. I have to get to the gate now. My flight will leave soon.
文章这里说，结果很可能是机场的工作人员把你的行李误放到错误的航班上。这里我们看到另一个名词 flight 航班班机。What's the longest flight you've ever taken, Pat?
Oh, well, it was a 2-part flight from London to Hong Kong, then Hong Kong to Auckland, New Zealand. So both are about 12 hours,
Wow.
so it's basically 24 hours. What about you?
Mine was 16 hours from Taipei to Bangkok, and then from Bangkok to Vienna Airport in Austria. It was so tiring.
Yeah, those flights are pretty long, and you just kind of lose track of basically everything. Anyway, the article continues. When this happens, so when somebody puts your bag on the wrong flight, bags can usually be tracked and returned within a day or two. So to track something means to follow something's movements and also to find out where it is at any particular time. So there are two different ways we can think about this. We could track an animal by the signs it leaves, the footprints, other things like that. But more often these days, we use it to mean use electronic information to see where something is. So mail, letters, packages can be tracked if you pay the post office a little extra money. It means they can use the electronic tags that air companies put on your luggage and use the computers to find out where these are and where they were sent. So here's another example. I used a website to track the package that I sent to my mum in the UK.
那当这样的事情发生时，行李通常会被追踪，并且会在1到2天被归还。这里的 track 意思是追踪、记录什么什么的行踪、进展或现况。To record the progress or development of something over a period of time. For example, the study tracked the careers of 1,000 doctors who were trained at the medical school. 该研究针对1000名医学生的事业发展情况呢进行跟踪调查。而 within 的意思是在什么什么之内，不超过。Inside or not further than an area or period of time. 这也是个表示在一个特定时间范围里面很好使用的单字。
However, not all bags can be found. The article says, but on occasion, some bags are never found and others are never picked up from luggage carousels. So the phrase on occasion means the same thing as sometimes.
但有时候事情不是那么顺利哦。文章这里说，但有时候有一些行李永远都找不到，其他的则可能永远没有从行李输送带被提取。这里我们来看一个片语 on occasion， 偶尔、有时候，尤其指某事情发生的时刻的时候 ，a particular time。而 occasion 这个字还有特殊场合、重大活动、盛会的意思。A special or formal event, for example, Sarah's party was quite an occasion. There were over 100 people there. 莎拉的派对真是一次盛会，有超过100多人参加。
Now we also saw the word carousel there. People don't pick their bags off the luggage carousel. A carousel can mean a couple of different things. Now, we're talking about the one in an airport, and it's the moving track that workers put our bags on, and it goes round and round in a circuit, and passengers come up to it when they get off their flights, take their bags, and leave. A carousel is also the name for an amusement park ride, the one that goes round and round and has horses and other things.
A carousel 就是行李输送带，就是我们很常在机场看到的。这个字也可以指游乐园里面的旋转木马哦。So what happens to the bags that are never found?
Well, we see that when bags go unclaimed for more than 100 days, many airlines will sell them at an auction, which is an interesting idea. We have a few words to look at here, starting with unclaimed. Unclaimed means that nobody has claimed these bags. Nobody has come and said, this bag is mine, I can prove it. That would be claiming it.
当行李超过100天都无人领取时，许多的航空公司会送去拍卖会把它们卖掉。而这句当中 unclaimed 是形容词，指的就是无人领取的、无人认领的。同学们可以这样记这个单字 claim 在这里是领取、索取，后面加上 ed 之后 claimed 表示被领取的。这个字前面加上一个 un 就是相反的意思，所以 unclaimed 就是无人领取的、无人认领。而大家有没有发现，在 unclaimed 前面是用 go 呢？ go 在此是连缀动词，意思是通常带有负面语义，变得怎么样？后面可以直接加上形容词当做主词补语。
Another word we saw in that last sentence was airline. The airlines do something with these bags. An airline is a company that owns lots of planes and sells tickets for seats on them, manages the journey, that kind of thing. They also manage the food, people's luggage, and all the rest. EVA, EVA is an airline, so is KLM, Cathay Pacific, and all of those other companies. So we could say, for example, we complained to the airline after our flight was delayed.
Airline 就是航空公司，像假设你要问你朋友乘坐的是哪家航空公司的飞机，你就可以说 Who are you flying with? 或 Who do you fly with? 那如果你要问你与谁同行，会说 Who are you coming? 或是 going with? 有人和你一道去吗？ Anyone with you? 和谁一起？那你的朋友可能回答说，我总是乘坐联合航空公司的飞机。英文就是 I always fly United Airlines.And airlines have auctions with unclaimed bags?
That is right. An auction is a kind of sales event when lots of people come together and they make offers to buy an item. The guy at the front says, all right, we're going to sell this thing. If you want to bid, B-I-D, that's the word for it, then you say, I'll pay this much. And somebody else says, no, I'll pay more. And then I'll pay even more.And basically, whoever offers to pay the most money, and then you do, okay, once, twice, gone, sold, whoever pays the most gets to keep it.
Auction 这里指的就是拍卖，通常是用喊价的方式进行，看谁喊的价格比较高，最后就卖给出价最高那个人。It's a public sale of goods or property where people make higher and higher bids, 出价 for each thing until the thing is sold to the person who will pay the most. 那我们来看举行一场拍卖会的说法怎么说呢？例如，他将在周四举行一场珠宝拍卖会。英文你可以说 They're holding an auction of jewelry on Thursday.
Yeah, you often see houses put up for auction, or art is another popular one. But here's some information about these auctions that take place at the airlines.We see that the buyers can't see what is inside. They can only see the bag itself.
这句当中的 itself 现用于单数名词之后，是用于强调特定事物的本身自身。当需要加强强调的名词为复数时，就需要用 themselves 的。So they won't know what's in them. The article says whether they get exciting or useless things.Is the luck of the draw.
Exactly. So this idea means that you can't just go there and go, oh, that one's got a nice watch. I will take that one with this money. You just go, that's a big bag. It looks promising. All right, I will kind of gamble and guess. And that's where this phrase, the luck of the draw, comes in. The luck of the draw means it's just down to luck. It comes from this idea of a lucky draw when people's names are mixed up. One name is drawn or pulled out of the hat, and, well, that's the winner. the phrase means that nobody gets the best luggage or the best unclaimed luggage because they paid more or because they were there first or another reason. It is all just luck.
The fun and interesting part of this kind of auction is that you can only see the outer appearance of the luggage or the bag. 那他们得到什么样的东西，全都是 the luck of the draw。Be the luck of the draw 就是听天由命，碰碰运气，就像抽签那样。Luggage is mostly clothes, though.
Yeah, that is right. And as the article says, sometimes buyers, that's the people who buy the cases, end up with dirty underwear, or they might get a beautiful set of expensive clothes. Now, this phrase end up with is used to show what happens in the end. After everything else is over, who gets what?
而因为是看运气，所以有时候会 end up with 不同的东西。end up with 就是最后落得怎么样的结果，最后以什么样的方式收场，可能会是幸运的抽到 a beautiful set of expensive clothes， 一套漂亮昂贵的衣服。I don't want to buy dirty underwear.
No, no, no. You definitely want a set of clothes. Exactly. You don't want dirty underwear. You want a set of nice clothes. The word set means a complete group of more than one item that works together to create a whole thing. So a set of clothes matches and you wear everything together. Everything from the jewelry to the shoes, all the other items. We could also talk about a set of books, like all the books in a particular story, like the 7 Harry Potter books, are a set. We could also say, I bought a new set of knives and forks for our new kitchen.
Set 指的是一套、一组或是一副。Set 还有好多其他种意思，比较常见的当动词指建立、设立 to establish or decide something. For example, the school has been criticized for failing to set high standards for its students. 学校未能呢帮学生设立这个高标准而受到批评。But even if the people get nice clothes from an auction, they probably won't fit.
That's right. Suppose you go, well, these clothes are lovely,
Yeah.
but they're not my size. What are you going to do? Well, we see that most of the items are usually quite ordinary, but some buyers make money by reselling the unwanted clothes. So the word ordinary just means normal, nothing special or different about it. Ordinary clothes means basic t-shirts, pants, socks and shoes and so on, not fancy dresses and suits and things like that. We could also say, it was just an ordinary day at school like many others I'd had before. Nothing really interesting happened.
那其实大部分这些行李箱里面东西都蛮普通的，但有些买者可以呢，因为把这些没有人要的衣物卖掉，再赚一笔。从 unwanted clothes 的 unwanted 这边，我们可以发现字首 un 多接在动词、形容词与副词之前，表示与原字根的语义相反，就是不想要的。而同时在这句当中，我们要来看一个单字 ordinary， 意思是平凡的、普通的。我们用它来造个句子吧。Readers of the magazine said they wanted more stories about ordinary people and fewer stories about the rich and famous. 这本杂志的读者说，他们希望多刊登一些普通人的故事，少一些关于富人和名人的事情。
So sometimes people just sell the clothes. However, there are other uses for them. The article says others, such as costume designers on film sets, find a practical use for these items. So here we're using set in a different way. A film set is the place where actors make all the movies. Meanwhile, the word costume means things that people wear when they're pretending to be other people or things. People wear costumes for Halloween, and actors wear costumes for plays, movies, and things like that.
那其他人呢，像是在电影布景中工作的服装设计师，发现这些物品的实际用途，所以呢，也算是再次利用它们了。Costume 就是戏服 尤其指向派对或娱乐活动穿的化妆服 ，a set of clothes worn in order to look like someone or something else, especially for a party or as part of an entertainment. 也可能在电影或是歌剧当中穿。用 costume 造个简单的例句 ：Our host was wearing a clown costume. 我们的这个主持人穿着小偷的戏服，或是孩子们穿着万圣节的服装。The children were dressed in Halloween costumes.
Yeah, what we mean here is that these clothes could be used in movies and plays and stuff. It's a cheap way of getting all this clothes for films.
Still, people won't get their clothes back if this happens.
Yes, and we do see that these auctions are disappearing though.
That's because in the article we see it says improved tracking technology has cut the number of lost bags in half.
Yeah, we're much better at finding these bags when they get lost. Technology's getting better, records are getting more accurate, and so fewer people are losing their bags permanently. And that's great. And that's also the end of the article. So let's now go to today's For You Chat question.
For You Chat.
So the question is, has this ever happened to you? Has an airline ever lost your family's luggage? Did you get it back? And if not, what happened next?
Well, luckily, my family and I had never experienced this so far. However, I can imagine if this happened, my dad would be furious and might even call the customer service center to ask for certain compensation, 补偿金, if he couldn't get his luggage back. Have you ever experienced this before, Pat?
Not me myself, but the family, yes. I remember when I was a kid, we went to somewhere, we came back and we waiting in the airport for ages because our luggage just didn't come off the plane. So to be honest, that was a long time ago. I can't remember it well, but the one more recent, my parents came over here to visit me around 2015, I think, something like that. And their bags ended up in Nigeria. Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they came here, their bags ended up in Nigeria. Now, they were tracked and it just took a couple of days for them to be sent back and to be delivered to their hotel. So they did get their luggage back. It just meant they had a kind of couple of awkward days of, well, this is the only kind of stuff we have. They had their, backpacks, but they just couldn't really wear different clothes or have some of the other things they wanted from the bags. We helped them out. We bought them a few extra things and lent them a few extra things to get through it. Now, one thing they did do, which is what you should do, is take a picture of your luggage with your smartphone just before you're about to check it in. That way, if it doesn't come out the other end, all you have to do is show them the picture and say, look, this is the luggage. Here's a picture of it. This will help you find it.
Great idea.
That improves the tracking technology. It's very simple. Just click picture of the bag. It's definitely worth doing. Okay, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. For English for You, I'm Pat.
I'm Kathy.
Stay safe. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Your lost luggage is someone else's treasure. You've just stepped off the plane and you find that your luggage is lost. It will likely turn out that an airport worker put your bag on the wrong flight. When this happens, bags can usually be tracked and returned within a day or two. But on occasion, some bags are never found and others are never picked up from luggage carousels. When bags go unclaimed for more than 100 days, many airlines will sell them at an auction. The buyers can't see what is inside. They can only see the bag itself. Whether they get exciting or useless things is the luck of the draw. Sometimes buyers end up with dirty underwear, or they might get a beautiful set of expensive clothes. Most of the items are usually quite ordinary, but some buyers make money by reselling the unwanted clothes. Others, such as costume designers on film sets, find a practical use for the items. These auctions are disappearing though. Improved tracking technology has cut the number of lost bags in half.
Vocabulary Review.
Luggage. As I packed for my vacation, I put everything I needed in my luggage. Flight. My flight to Shanghai will leave from Songshan Airport at 8 p.m. Track. As I biked around the city, I used my online map to track how far I had traveled. Airline. Before I went to Japan, I looked at the prices on several airlines and bought the cheapest ticket. Set. I bought a new set of dishes and cups when I moved into my first apartment. Ordinary. I didn't do much last night. It was an ordinary evening of eating dinner and watching TV.
字汇小补帖
Carousel. Unclaimed. Auction. Costume.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net